Hello and welcome to a Not So Awesome review, and today we're looking at Disney's DuckTales Scrooge McDuck action figure by phatomojo. phatomojo, if you don't know, also put out the Bendy and the Ink Machine figures that I did not too long ago, and I've had mixed feelings about that company, because they did some, pretty good articulation on some of the figures. They came with pretty cool accessories, and some of the other figures weren't that great. It was kind of like a mixed mash of good and bad. Like, they had so much money for the production line and chose these figures over these other figures. And I kind of feel like that might be what's going on here, but I don't know. I haven't actually opened up the other ones, but from what I've seen with this figure, it's alright. I know they can do better. I've seen them do better. And, yeah, let's just get into it here. Obviously, this is based off of his new look in the current DuckTales TV show, which, if you haven't seen, is so good. Even for someone as old as me, it is such a good show. David Tennant does not ever get old, and it is a great show that I highly recommend. And this guy definitely captures the likeness down almost perfectly. There's like two minor things that I wish they would change on the figure, but aside from that, it looks really good. So let's just get into the actual two things I don't like, because design wise, one of them is the glasses on the top of his beak here. It's just the fact that we have this giant yellow block in between where the glasses go. I believe that the Saturday morning cartoon ones, which I want to say those are Funko, I'm not 100% sure on that. Those ones, that Scrooge McDuck, which is based off his older look, they don't have a gap. And I mean, they're differently styled, but they still look way better than his do. And it kind of takes away from the figure a little bit. It makes me want to pop them off somehow. I know they're probably glued in there or something would be breaking the figure. I don't recommend doing what I'm about to say, but it does make me want to try and take these off and kind of drill in a hole right there so it just looks a little bit better. But that's just me. I'm not probably going to ever do it. I might buy a second figure and do it. I don't know. But yeah, the other thing that kind of bugs me is right here at the waist. Let me see if I can focus in just a little bit better. Yeah, you can see there's a gap right there where this part obviously is glued in. So, it is rubbery material. The rest of it's a hard plastic, but the bottom part is rubbery. And I can tell from what they did is this obviously was glued in, slid in through the back, and went like that. But they didn't fill in right there, and you can see it, and it kind of bugs me, especially since he has no waist rotation, which is one of my big flaws with this guy. Is his articulation isn't that great. Now, does he look amazing? Yes, he does. And I do apologize for the lighting. I would be using the other background, but he is a white figure, so it wouldn't look good. And the dark background, I'm still not used to lighting perfectly, so I apologize for that right now. But yeah, so accessory wise, he does come with his cane, as you guys can see here. It can detach from his hand, and it looks good. I mean, it's really hard to kind of get this one wrong, since it's just a black cane, or kind of more like a charcoal black cane with a little white tip at the end right there. And he comes with this little duck idol, which I will say they did a really good job with the detail. I mean, you can see a little bit of a nub mark right there, which I'm pretty sure you can shave that off no problem. And yeah, it actually looks really nice. I like this. He can't hold it, which is my complaint number 2. Because, the way his hands are molded, he probably could hold them. Or he could probably balance it anyway on his palm. But there is no wrist swivel. I don't know why. Okay, so I understand he's a duck. I get that. I understand these figures probably for, they're a little bit harder to articulate, get it right, But at the same time, it's not too difficult. They actually have the most difficult part down, which is the legs. The legs actually do move, though the articulation is kind of lacking in that department too. I mean, they look a little bit weird, but I don't mind that gappage or anything because, well, his coat here kind of covers it. The problem is that it can't move that far back, and it can't move back at all. It can't move that far forward is what I was going to say, especially without that kind of bumping in there. And there's really no point of having him forward aside from if you want him in kind of a sitting pose, which he can't even really accomplish too much because he wants to fall backwards. So leg articulation, it's good. I love that they have it, but it's not the greatest. Obviously there's no ankle movement or anything. They can't go outwards or anything like that. No knee movement or anything like that, which again, I wouldn't care so much, but I don't understand why there's no waist swivel. That would have been good. And there is no wrist rotation. At least getting his wrist to rotate around so he can hold the little idol in his hand would have been good. There's no elbow bend or anything, but for the price of the figure at $8.99, I don't really expect too much. I don't understand why we don't have at least one of those two on him. Aside from that, his head is on a ball peg, which he can look up, kind of look down, can pivot side to side, and look left and right. So head articulation is actually perfect. That I love. Like I showed earlier, he can hold onto his cane, albeit without being able to move his wrist at all or his elbow or anything. It is limited in like the things you can do, but it's not bad. His hands or arms, I should say, can't really go out, which does kind of suck. So it is a limited figure, unfortunately, but at the same time, $8.99. I can't complain too much. He looks amazing. I think the detail on him is really nice, so you do want to look around, make sure you get one without too many errors in the paint department. Mine has a few here and there, but it's not too big of a deal. I think the likeness in the face looks awesome. The way the eyes are done is great. The color of his coat is perfect. His feet, everything about him screams Scrooge McDuck, and I love it. Again, biggest complaint being the glasses. He does have a few, paint marks on the head here, which I don't think you can see on the hat, I should say. A little bit of white on the black, but again, nothing a little bit of a, marker won't fix. Anyway, his tail does look good, aside from the giant thing of glue on his butt that kind of fell down, but it's not that big of a deal. Unfortunately, when you pick out your figure, it's kind of hard to see any flaws from behind, but just do your best. I honestly really like him. Not much else to say here. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys later. Again, I'm sorry about the lighting. Hopefully the pictures look good, but I don't know. And yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.